Welcome back to the Maryville Forum Sports Podcast. Last couple weeks on the podcast, we've been joined by women's basketball and volleyball here at Northwest. This week, we have Marc Gordon, head soccer coach for the Bearcats. Marc, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, John. How are you?
Not too bad. Coming into year two with the program, just what were your takeaways from last season, and what you learn, I guess, about the program and the MIAA last year?
Well, for the program, I think have a solid core.
Okay.
We can defend pretty well, and we just need to continue to work on the ability to score goals. The MIAA, as I was aware, but not coaching in it. It is a very strong conference, and it has a physicality to it, but also a very good brand of soccer. And there's no days off in terms of who the opponents are. So coming out of the first year, of course, we had hoped for better results, and I think we've addressed some of those things through the spring and some of the work. My first winter here was in Martindale in a gym, and this last spring we were in the field house, so we could be a lot more productive in terms of the things of instilling some of the practices of our shape and how we want to attack and defend. So it was more of a functional spring than the spring before.
Do you notice that difference with the players, just not only getting used to you as the coach, but just grasping the style you want to play and everything that goes along with that, just one winter to the next here, just dealing with that?
Yeah, I think the learning curve of my expectations and what I believe they're capable of doing with the skill sets of the group that was here have been communicated, and they're that's a great word. They're grasping what we're trying to execute. My goal, and I did see that more this spring, is the trust in each other of the things that we are trying to have them do now. Is something that I did see this spring.
And you guys were busy out there recruiting. You brought in 12 athletes. Just was it kind of a certain number you were going for, or did it just kind of fall that you get that many talented athletes willing to come to the program, you're not going to say no to them?
Right. So I think some of it is knowing that we needed some growth in some areas of our play. We have two of those players are walk-on players, and it's players that we're at a point where, boy, we have 10, but I feel like through some time and an opportunity that they're good enough to give that opportunity to see if they can contribute, and they're very excited about being Bearcats, and they wanted to give it a go.
And 11 of those players are going to be freshmen this year. But you have one junior college transfer from a very good program, Johnson County, but Manuela,
yeah.
Gonzalez, midfielder from, like I said, Johnson County, and originally from Overland Park over there. Just what kind of attracted you to bring her in, as she'll be a junior this year, obviously?
I've known, we call her Manny. I've known Manny from her youth. When I was in my previous position, it was somebody that I had pursued. She chose to go to as you said, a very strong Johnson County program, which I continue to follow their persistence and success there, and style of play is similar to what I like. So the attributes I think that Manuela brings to the team, she's going to bring some experience. She's super competitive. She's very technical. She has a very good soccer IQ and just some leadership qualities. We were discussing this as a staff on yesterday afternoon, and just forgetting that, oh yeah, she transferred because of the connection she made to the team and her teammates, and she's been embraced by them very well, and has a leadership role for us already within the team.
And she's been one of those that's been here for a little while now, right? She was here last semester.
Yes.
Just how much does that help any player coming in to, obviously, most of your freshmen aren't going to have the opportunity to do that, but having that semester and getting used to the team, how much does that help a player like her get I guess, just used to everybody?
I think it's a great asset. I mean, to be able to connect with your new teammates. As a junior college player, I always say you have to be an impactful player that really, if you don't come at semester, I really only see you 3 semesters, and that would include 2 falls and a spring.
Yeah.
So having that extra spring to prepare, and just kind of a coaching style, a team style, and just getting used to her teammates. I mean, it's been a very good thing for both sides, the team as well as Manny.
And just going down the list now, like I said, 11 freshmen. We start with a goalkeeper in Grace, and you might have to help me with this last name, Getch, from Shawnee, Kansas, and Mill Valley High Schools. Which obviously you can never have enough good goaltenders. So what kind of attracted you to her?
Grace has a very good presence in the goal. She is a great communicator. I think in seeing her in high school and club, she kind of commands her back line, gives direction, points out the things that she needs. She is skilled with her feet, is a pretty good distributor of the ball. And just as a shot stopper, has extremely good feet technically to move to get the ball. So those are the things. For Grace, she may be considered undersized in terms of her height, but she's an exceptional goalkeeper, and we're very fortunate that she's chosen to be a Bearcat.
And then going right to the offensive end of the field here, a forward from Lee Summit, Missouri, Kaylee Rock, comes in. She's 5'8", so definitely got a little bit more of that height. Just what do you see from Kaylee?
Again, Kaylee has a very good soccer IQ, and just reads pockets of space, where to be. She's very good and dangerous. If she's turned and facing you, she's very technical, fast. She's long, and can take advantage of space behind the back line. I think she's very athletic, like our current forwards, but brings in an additional finishing ability that she's shown through club and high school, and we believe she'll have that same success at this level.
And Sarah Watson, a defender from Olathe Spring Hill High School. Just talk a little bit about Sarah.
Sure. So Sarah came in at semester. She was a transfer. She was pursuing a nursing degree. Was a natural fit. I think her twin sister is on the team, and so Sarah wanted to come in the spring, and we gave her that walk-on ability. And so Sarah was out 14 months or so from high school to getting through and playing in the spring, and has sharpened her skills, but we're still working with Sarah to get her kind of up to par with what we need to within the defense.
And then staying in Kansas City here, in Shawnee, Kansas, Shawnee Mission Northwest, Caroline Sanders. Again, just what does Caroline bring to the table?
Okay, so Caroline has the ability to play on multiple lines. So she can play in the midfield. She's a central type player, but I'm projecting her probably in the back, playing in the defense as well. But very versatile, very skilled. Speed of play is an area of growth that I think Caroline will benefit from this year with us. But will fill a gap. A great communicator, has good vision. But again, just speed of play, I think will her being in training in a day in and day out is going to help her grow into something pretty special.
Another goal scorer here with Caitlin Case, midfielder forward from Smithville. What's Caitlin bring to the table?
Caitlin is a scrappy kind of forward. I call her a goal poacher. She puts herself in the right spots. As I've watched her train and play in club and in high school, she played at a pretty high level for a year. There was a club, the FC Casey had a DA, the Development Academy, and she was a part of that, and just saw her grow a lot in that. And their team struggled a little bit, but she was always producing goals for them. So through some of those struggles, just seeing what she was able to do, and again, very versatile. She can play as an outside back. She's a forward. Those are kind of the two areas that I project her filling in roles for us.
And up till now, we've kind of stayed in that Kansas City metro footprint, but now we certainly expand out of it with Belgium being represented. Is it Merrill?
That's the American pronunciation.
Okay.
It's
Do you want to show off with the other pronunciation?
Well, I don't know if I get it. It's like Mejo.
Oh, okay.
Mejo, but I still call her Meryl because I'm apparently still not pronouncing. She laughs at me a little bit. So
Meryl Marting from 5'8" player from, like I said, I can't pronounce the name of her hometown either, but Belgium. I think people can figure it out from there. But first of all, just tell us how you found Meryl and then what she brings to the table as a player.
So Meryl was found through they have online agencies, and she reached out. We watched some video, did some research. A colleague of mine actually had some ties to the agency in Kansas City. Some phone calls were made, additional video, and just her interest in wanting to pursue an education and football here and in the U.S., as she says. And we actually had her. She actually flew in and spent a 48-hour visit with us. She was extremely tired, but super dynamic player. Clearly has been around soccer her entire life. Just the culture of Europe. She lives it and breathes it. The work that she does to play on the highest level. She commutes an hour and 45 minutes each way to train with a team in Germany, and it's all girls club, and so just a very good soccer IQ, super technical, and again versatile. We can put her up top. She's an attacking minded player for sure.
Gotcha. And then and back stateside here, we've got Grayson Sievers from a midfielder from Topeka, Kansas, Topeka Seaman over there. Going back to, I know you came from Kansas originally, so how much do those connections still help? We've got quite a few Kansas players in this list, so how much do those connections helped get players like Grayson into the program?
I actually was able to watch Grayson play through some scrimmages at with her club, and in a connection through a coach colleague of mine in Kansas, and so yes, I mean all those things are helping. And then in coming here, her interest was sparked, and they reached out to me and what our needs are. Very athletic student, very outgoing, great. She's a great team player, and has a good soccer IQ, athletic. Again, dynamic in the midfield, is an attacking minded player for us as well.
As we keep going down the list here, Tegan Blackburn from Council Bluffs, St. Albert's had a really good soccer program for years, and So she comes from that program, a 5'8", obviously going to be a freshman. What made you want to recruit Tegan?
Tegan showed up at our camp last year, our residential camp, and couldn't figure out exactly why Tegan was still available. And she really shined why she was here. Just told her that we'd be interested in pursuing her if the interest is there. She had some D1 looks, and she was considering, but when it all came down to it, I think our location was beneficial. Our academic programs, and then just the size. But she's very athletic, strong, a great finisher. I think she had 22 goals on the season, and I think is kind of our hidden player. But people will learn very quickly about her.
And then another name you might have to help me with here from Paso Robles, California forward. Is it Anina?
Atiana.
Atiana Stratman. What? It's not Belgium, but still pulling a player out of California. What was that process like to find her, and what she offered to the team?
So we call her Ati.
I appreciate these nicknames.
Sure.
They'll make it easier once the season gets going.
You bet. So Alexis Serna Castillo is our goalkeeper from California. When I went to go watch Alexis play, Atiana stuck out. They were teammates.
Yeah.
And she was just dominating in the game. Started the process, and we're, I don't know, 3-4 weeks into it here, and then I asked on the side to Alexis, hey, do you I know you're teammates, but how well do you know Ati or Atiana? She said, Ati? Well, she's my best friend, coach. So that's how I learned. So it was a good match. Again, she did all the things that are needed in the midfield, attacking minded, but excellent at recovering if she loses the ball, fast, athletic, and technical.
Gotcha. And then as we continue down the list here, Clara Kidder from up in Omaha again, with Marion High School. Just talk a little bit about Clara.
Okay, so Clara comes to us out of the Sporting Omaha DA program. She had an injury setback. She was pursuing us early on, but had lost touch with her a little bit. So she's been going through some recovery things, and so we've granted her that walk on, and we're going to see where the year takes her. But has great skills, great touch. Can play in the midfield, a wing player, great soccer IQ, and can help us, I believe.
Is that helpful with? It sounds like she could be one that might end up redshirting, or is that something you want to kind of see a little bit more? Maybe not have to play some of these girls right away. Bringing in 12, definitely. I think that's a bigger class than you. Well, you had a pretty big class last year too, I guess, but.
Yeah.
But is that something that's maybe a little bit exciting, that you can kind of take a year to get some of these kids built up before you have to throw them into the mix there?
I think it's a model that some of the players struggle with, though. Yeah. They're used to playing club and getting their time, and it's an adjustment. And I think there's a place for it for some people.
Yeah.
But in these kind of scenarios, there are certain ones that's what I'm kind of envision on some things, but I don't want to set a player back if they feel like they want to use that year and we go forward, then of course we'll honor what they want to do. It's their timeline.
Yeah, that's true. With academics and everything, you sometimes don't have that option of a fifth year anyway. So last but not least, here we go back across the pond, I guess, here to Norway, and Emily
Schwerd.
Okay, it's spelled like it looks, I guess. I was making it too complicated.
Yeah.
And 5'6" midfielder defender. How do you find Emily?
Kind of the process of what we talked with Meryl a little bit. Very late, and just felt very fortunate. She was very good at learning about us and what our vision of the program provided. It was an interview process for Coach Gordon to her as well, and I think that's great. And but she is a pocket player, and what I mean by that is she will sit in behind our attacking players, and she likes to have the ball, to be a distributor. She's always moving to get the ball. She's good in challenges in the air, and then she will be just an anchor for us between our defenders and our attacking players.
Now, when we talked coming in about kind of the busy time of the year right now as you start to ramp up towards that fall, but what's the rest of the summer look like for you, and what do you have going on as you get ready for fall practice and everything that comes with that?
Well, we have a number of camps going on and those usual things, but our preparation is including some, because our preseason will be very short. We have several that are coming in to do summer class and do the strength and conditioning piece, and so we're excited about that, and just putting together a good preseason, short and sweet, that jumps right into games. So hopefully myself and the rest of the coaching staff, we can get the players in the right spot at the right time and start the season off.
I hate to ask what your goals are, because that's kind of an obvious one to always, everybody wants to win everything. But what do you want to see from the team this year, and what kind of maybe some stuff that you saw towards the end of last year that to keep developing this year? Just what are your expectations like for the team this year as we head towards fall?
We've been discussing that as a staff. We're still working on that theme part, but I guess personally for me, it's the belief that they believe that they can be successful, and I think as we reviewed last year, and it wasn't the results weren't always there, but giving them the information to understand that they were very close in a lot of games, and I shared with them. I asked some of my colleagues, what is the scouting report on us? What are you getting? And it's like their record doesn't reflect the quality of the team, and that's what I want them to believe, that they have the abilities to be successful because they're very close. So those are the things. The goals are, I think if we can find some early success, it will do this group very well.
Well, Coach, we hope you're able to find that this fall, and wish you luck in the upcoming season.
Thank you very much.